Hey, good morning. It's Martha Thompson with the National Women's Martial Arts Federation. And uh, this is Breakfast with the Board. It's an event we have on Fridays where a board member gets a chance to tell anybody who shows up about something that they're working on. I'm the self-defense coordinator for NWMAF, and what I'm here to talk with you about today is the conference that's coming up, and that's coming up July 16 through 18, and again through July 22, 25, and also to talk about the self-defense part of that NWMAF conference and how this all works with certification, which I hope there's some folks out there who are going to have some questions about this. Okay, so I know it usually takes a little bit, and I see we got a couple of people have already said hello. Jill Baker-Shames and Udith Siddickman. If there are others out there, please say hi. So what today is a Q&A. I've gotten lots of questions over the last, I don't know, say last month. And I do want to thank some of those people who asked questions. Danielle, Dylan, Emily, Francesca, Giovanna, Joy, Julie, Rachel. It really helped frame this Q&A, which I will tell you, this is the first time I've done Facebook Live, and it feels kind of strange to be out there. Hey, I see Sarah. Thank you for checking in. All right, so the first thing maybe I will do, I'm assuming some other folks will be coming in, is I want to make sure that you know how to get to the conference page. And, well, let's see, whoops, I guess I've got it upside down. This is the website, nwmaf-we-persist-2021.org. Well, I'll hold that up there for another minute. Okay, so what we're going to do today, the questions I'm going to answer that were asked by a number of people about how what we've called before SDIC, the Self-Defense Instructors Conference, how that connects to the NWMAF conference of 2021 called We Persist. I'm going to talk about that, talk about certification, and some resources. Okay, Jill is asking me if I feel like a celebrity. I don't know. Do celebrities just kind of talk? I guess you just talk and don't know what people are thinking out there. Anyway, so first off, the first question I've gotten quite a bit is, wait a minute, how does the NWMAF conference connect to the Self-Defense Instructors Conference? And the answer to that is they are together. The NWMAF has this big conference, and within it, we have the Self-Defense Instructors Conference. The focus of the first weekend, this upcoming conference, is going to be over 2 weekends. And the first weekend, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that first weekend, the focus, not entirely, but the primary focus is on self-defense. And so what we have typically called the Self-Defense Instructors Conference. So it's part of this larger conference. And I'll tell you, there are so many great offerings. I'm just very excited. And I just see Amy Jones also joined us. And Jill and Amy may be able to answer some questions via text if if I forget things or maybe say things incorrectly. Hopefully they will correct. So keep your eyes on the comments. If you see something like one of them going, wah! Whatever, waving their hands via text. Okay, so the conference, a little bit more about the conference. The focus of the first weekend, July 16 through 18, will be on self-defense. But there will be wonderful programming also integrated into the following weekend. So there are just so many exciting options. And I have a PDF that outlines all of the self-defense things. And I tried to figure out right beyond there's T. I tried to upload it before this started, but I was not successful. So two ways. I'm going to try after we end this live video. I'll try after to see if I can upload it. It's a list of all the self-defense offerings over those 2 weekends. I'll try to upload it. If I can't, and you would like it, will you please email me selfdefense@nwmaf.org. And I'm pretty good about getting back to people quickly. So anyway, just if you can't find it on here, I may have even uploaded it. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get that to you in some way. Both the whole conference is 100% virtual, and all the ESD sessions will be recorded. So to get access to those recordings, if you can't make the live, you still register, and that registration will give you access to those recordings. At least that's my understanding. If anybody on here has different info, will you please put that in the comments? Okay, so 100% for virtual, everything will be recorded. And let's see if there's anything else about that weekend. Just check it out. There are so many things. And wouldn't you think I should have that list right in front of me so I can read them to you? But I don't. All right. So you're just going to have to go to the website, and let me put that up again where you can find the conference. NWMAF-we-persist-2021.org. And I'll keep that up there a second. Okay. All right. Now I want to talk a little bit about certification and how that connects to the conference. That's another question I've had several people ask. Wait a minute, I want to get certified. Do I have to come to the conference? What does it mean? What do I do? Things like that. All right, the certification, for those of you who haven't yet, you're interested in certification or interested in encouraging somebody to certify, but you're not sure of what the requirements are. All right, you notice how high tech I am. Go to nwmaf.org. Up on the upper navigation panel, you'll see self-defense. Click on that, and at the very bottom, you'll see something called Instructor Certification Overview. Click on that. So go to nwmaf.org, click on Self-Defense, Instructor Certification Overview, and there you will see the requirements. And one of the requirements is participation in, and it does mean participation. It doesn't mean watching a recording. It means that you take the model course. And this year, the model course is a little different. I'm hoping that some of these changes will last even when we go back in person, which is going to be next year. I'm very excited about that. But I'm also really excited about this 100% virtual conference and the incredible lineup of people that we have. Okay, so the model course is a requirement, but the course is actually a package, and it's always been a package. So in the past, we've had people teach, like one or two people have co-taught anywhere between 4 to 9 courses at the conference. And that's been fabulous. And we've had just so many fabulous people. But we found, that's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility for the people who do it. And also, like I know I did with Alina Scheim probably now 6 years ago. She and I taught the model course. And it was difficult for us to get to any other sessions. And what I certainly felt was we were offering one point of view. And we think it's really important, since there may be people who will only take this model course one time, that we should have multiple points of view. So this year we're experimenting. We're going to have the fabulous Jill Shames, who is going to teach the model workshop and a debrief, which that is like the center. That is the requirement. Everybody who is interested in applying for certification and hasn't yet taken a model course but wants to apply before the next camp, in 2022, it's required to take the model workshop and the debrief. And that will be July 18 from 2:30 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm on Mountain Time, so I've just gotten used to, I have to translate everything. Other people are international, so we're just using Eastern Time as the standard, but it does mean you have to figure it out. And I'm not going to pick on anybody here, but I know somebody whose name begins with A, is always asking me, wait a minute, do I go forward or backwards? And then I have to think of that myself. But it's going to be Eastern Time. We want you there for this model workshop and debrief. And Jill, I know you're here. If you want to put anything in the comments to get people as excited about this as I am. And I'm seeing, Jill, thank you. Jill has put the link in the comments. Now that's why she's teaching this model workshop. Okay, and I'm just looking here. We've got, Amy Jones just submitted to the time zone thing. But I think a lot of us have that time zone issue. But Jill will be doing the model workshop and the debrief July 18, 2:30 to 6, and that is required if you haven't yet had a model course and if you want to apply before the next conference in 2022. In addition, and I know this is kind of tricky, but in addition to the model workshop and debrief, and by that debrief, we mean this is going to be a chance for those of you aspiring to be instructors to have an exchange with Jill. Hey, why did you do that there? What if I were to move it? Or what's behind why you decided to teach that technique? It's just a great opportunity to take a workshop that would be offered to just people. You go out in the community, people would take this workshop. They are not martial artists. They've never had a self-defense course. That's what Jill is going to model, teaching that. And then in the debrief, it's this great opportunity to engage with Jill, who's a very experienced empowerment self-defense instructor and has done lots of instructor training. It's a great opportunity to engage with her, pick her brain, ask questions. You will also benefit from the other people who are there, and that whole participatory thing. Somebody's going to ask a question you wouldn't have thought of, but you go like, oh, wow, that is like a question I can't wait to hear the answer to. So this is just going to be a very exciting, dynamic part of the conference. The other part, okay, there's the model course. The core of it is this model workshop and the debrief. But in addition, so you can't just take that. In addition, we ask that you pick 3 electives. And those electives are on this mysterious PDF. I don't think we can put the, let's see, I don't know if we can put that in the chat, but somehow I'll get it to you. Remember, you can email me at selfdefense@nwmaf.org saying, please give me that PDF. I will do that as soon as possible. But on this list, we have, I think there are 20. I think we have 20 sessions that could be used, any one of which could be used as electives. We don't have everything as an elective because like for example, we have this skill swap. The skill swap is going to be wonderful, and you should come to that. And that's going to be facilitated by Lauren Bailey and Lindsay Ross, so you know it's going to just be lots of fun, and we'll get lots out of it. But for example, that's not an elective because there's just going to be a lot of people jumping in and sharing things, which will be wonderful to have. But what we want to try to do with this model course is give you the access to electives where you don't have to try to figure out where might this fit, okay? So anything that we think is more advanced, well, no, all of these things are advanced. All of these programs are on multiple levels, but like the skill swap, for instance, really requires you to have a pretty good grip on your class plan so you can figure out where would that fit? Maybe I could think about substituting this and that. But we have 3 electives that you choose out of 20. I think it's 20 programs. And what I recommend is that you do, well, of course you're going to do whatever you want to do, but one of the things I've found useful when I go to camp is, one thing is to have a theme, like what is it that I really want to work on this time? So let's say, for example, you would say, I've been teaching for a while. I'm not yet certified, but I've got a lot of experience teaching, but I've never really thought about some of the bigger social issues. And so what you might want to do is say, are there any things here in this program that might work for me? So we have a workshop, for example, on decolonization. We have one on ethics. We have one on microaggressions. And those are just 3 of the many we have. And as I said, I don't have this piece of paper right in front of me, which would have been a good idea. So you might say, okay, I'm going to take those. Or maybe you've identified, we've identified things that you have some gaps about. Like, for instance, maybe you say, you know, I teach a really good class, but I have a hard time getting participation. And you know, I'm not really so sure when I hold pads how to do that. I want people to use their full power, but I don't really know how to hold a pad. Well, guess what? We've got a couple of sessions that would deal with that. Um, we've got one on participation, you know, that how to get the most out of a class. We've also got one on how to hold a pad so it's safe for you and it's safe for um, the defender, the person you're teaching, and you can help them generate as much power as possible. Um, and so we've got that workshop. Arlene Lemus is going to be teaching that. Um, then, so anyway, you get the idea. This is for you, these 3 electives out of 20. You should be able to find something there that will help you deepen what you're already doing, maybe expand what you're thinking about into new areas, or introduce you to things that you've just never thought about before. So, and then frankly, it may also come down to you have particular time slots, and that's when you can take you take whatever is in those time slots. Um, and yes, I see Jill has added one of the panels that's going to be happening. Yeah, I should mention those. Jill, again, this is why Jill's going to be teaching the model workshop. She's getting she's getting the schedule in here so people can look at it. And we've got some great things coming up. Uh, Teaching self-defense and sexual education to survivors with disabilities, making connections with rape crisis and domestic violence organizations, um, things about weapons. What do I do in an introductory workshop? Just so many things like that. Um, and okay, so that's the certification thing. Jill, thank you very much for putting that info in the chat. Um, so to just recap that, the model workshop in debrief is required for the model course. And then in addition to completing the model course, you select 3 electives. Any 3 electives you want. The thing would be, in terms of your application, you would need to be able to say, here's the name of the workshop I took, here's the person who taught it, and here's what I got from it. Here's what I learned from it. Okay, so that that will be an important thing to make note of that. I'm okay. I think, can anybody else there in chat think of any other questions, or does anybody else have um, something that they want to add or a question? Oh, I see some lovely comments. Nat says, OMG, this is all amazing. I want all of the classes. Hey, I'm with you on this. I'm going to try to take every single one I can. And then Diane says, wow, fantastic. Just getting back to practice now. Yeah, oh, and thank you. Lindsay has put in the link to the certification overview, which should be helpful. Okay, now I'm going to move on to resources, but if anybody has questions about the conference, certification, or resources. Oh, and here's Lindsay saying all the PDFs are in this link. Is that the link? Okay, thank you very much, Lindsay. You know, one of the things that this is demonstrating is teamwork, collaboration. That is what NWMAF and Empowerment Self-Defense is all about. We're team members. I've learned so much from so many people who are, many of whom right now are putting information in chat, which is really helpful, and I so appreciate you doing that. Okay, the last section that I want to mention that I've had questions about, so we've answered about the conference certification, is resources. Some some folks have been teaching forever, maybe 25, 30 years, and then they decide, hey, I want to get that NWMAF certification because it's so valuable. I have to make a note to myself because I just thought of something I want to mention later. And then there may be others who took a course or maybe have heard about it and say, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. I want to learn how to do this. It's so important to me to be able to teach people self-defense that has a bigger picture view, that really understands that how to defend ourselves is not always just hitting somebody in the nose with a palm heel, that sometimes it's speaking up on our own behalf, or it's speaking out on behalf of others. Maybe all I want to know how to do is how to teach people to be more aware of their environment, of themselves, of other people, to be able to evaluate relationships. Is this a good one for me? Is it safe? So that those of us who teach empowerment self-defense know it's so much bigger than being able to strike. But being able to do that is such an important part of the confidence that we develop, knowing how to use our body, not just striking, which is very important, but also breathing, managing our adrenaline, projecting confidence. All of those things are part of these physical skills we learn. But say there's a spectrum, is what I'm saying, is that some of you may just be at the beginning stages. And welcome, welcome, welcome. We want so much to expand how many of us are doing this work. And then others of you maybe have been teaching for a long, long time. And we so appreciate that you've been out there in the world doing this good work. But so wherever you are on that continuum of experience, you may be saying, well, what are resources for me? This conference is a fabulous resource, but there are other things out there. We have access to mentors in NWMAF. If you just have somebody you'd like to ask some questions to more on a one-to-one, if you have, maybe you don't have questions, but you want to just get some ideas about, well, like, how did you do this? How did you do that? We have a new person. Amy Jones has been doing the organizing the mentors as well as other aspects of certification. But we now have a new person. And Amy, maybe you could put Robin's email in the, I think, oh no, wait a minute, I know what it is. But maybe if, Amy, if you wouldn't mind, if you're still there, or somebody, put in mentors@nwmaf.org. And you can reach Robin, and that's ROBYNN. Robin is organizing the mentors. So that's one thing. Now, not everybody's going to need a mentor, but that would be one connection. Then, for those of you who have absolutely no, or you just, no, I don't want to say absolutely no, that you're not sure, what would I do? You're just not sure how you would build a course. you have some skills already. Maybe you have a lot of skills. Maybe you've taught a course, but you're not really happy with it. And maybe Jill can put more about this. Jill is also going to be offering an online training program for those who are aspiring to be ESD instructors. And she has already also developed a self-assessment that you can figure out, well, what do I need to expand? So we will be offering much more information about that and much more detail. But Jill, if you want to put anything in the comments about how people might get in touch with you, or maybe could look at your webpage, that would be great. We're also working on developing a Facebook page. We have it, but we haven't really gotten into the development of it for aspiring self-defense instructors. And we're just working on that. Right now, we've got this conference, and so we're putting that on hold, I think, until after. And thank you, Jill. Jill has just put her website. And I will say, I'm also trying to build a list of other empowerment self-defense instructors who also offer training. In-person training. This one that Jill has is going to be online. And I'm putting together that list. I already have some other folks who are willing to train aspiring instructors, and we will be building this list. Another resource I want to mention is in the fall. We don't have the date yet, but just know it's out there. We're going to be offering what we call a business buffet. We had some great applications for trainers for this upcoming conference, and we noticed we had several different people who I don't even know if they know each other, but who proposed to offer on grant writing. Like, get a general overview of grant writing. That's Meg Stone, overview of grant writing, and then practice writing a grant. Tiffany Richards proposed something on internet presence and also creating your a media presence, internet presence. Mona McDonald, graphics work, like to take a workshop to get a good idea, and then you can submit graphics that you've presented. And here is this person, Mona, who knows so much about creating things, that we just decided, hey, we have to have just put this in. So we're calling it a business buffet. Look for that. So that's going to be another resource. There's also lots of us. There's a whole list of empowerment self-defense instructors under the self-defense thing. You can look there. Maybe there's somebody in your area. You can reach out to Amy Jones. Amy's at certification at NWMAF.org. Me, remember, self-defense at NWMAF.org, and my name is Martha. So there are lots of resources out there. There are a couple of other questions, detailed questions that I've gotten, small details, that I just want to mention. One is, people have asked, how much does it cost, and does that include all these incredible courses? Well, first of all, it includes all these incredible things. I can't imagine a better deal right now. For only $75, you can get access to all these incredible programs, plus martial arts and healing arts. I mean, where can you get such a thing? So I do want to make a pitch. That's our minimum cost, our tuition, minimum dollar amount we've put. But we would welcome a donation of more. So if you want to add $1, $5, $100, 500, 1,000, whatever, please feel free to do so, and we will be very happy about it. And everybody will benefit from that. And Amy, thank you for putting those emails in there. Okay, another question I've got, and since you've all shown up, this won't be really an issue, but I want to put it out here in case somebody ever watches this recording. I did get a question about, will you ever offer a Q&A in the evening? I don't have a date, but we are trying to see if we could do that possibly between, the camp runs July 16 to 18. Then we have a couple days break, 3-day break, July 22 to 25. Maybe one of those evenings. I might do a Zoom. Or I might try to do something before then. I've just got to kind of coordinate with everybody else because remember, this is all about collaboration and teamwork. All right, so those are the questions that have come to me via email, through various Facebook, either Messenger or in comments. So I don't know if there's anybody else out there who wants to put a question in comments. I'm really thrilled with how many people have shown up today, and for the comments, and my colleagues helping out here, putting emails in, and websites. I'm just looking now, PDFs, and Jill putting in the list of the incredible courses. Okay, I'm just looking here, and I just want to repeat. I want to go back because this is so much how I feel too. I'm scrolling through in case you're wondering. I want to go back. I've already said it, but Nat, OMG, this is all amazing. I want all of the classes. And Diane, wow, fantastic. Okay, that is exactly, they have so captured what this is all about, and I'm so excited about. And Anna, this sounds amazing. I'm so glad that I can come this year. And Sarah has a question. Can you speak to orienting a newbie who has had no martial arts experience previously and wants to learn to teach self-defense? Sarah, that is a great question. All right, so I would say check out Jill's workshop, look at her website, because this offers a whole lot of information as for somebody who wants to get that initial training. But if we want to talk about orienting a newbie to the conference, which is what I'm going to address first, I went to my first NWMAF conference. I was a self-defense instructor, but had never had any martial arts. And I just took everything. And Sarah, you might appreciate this, is that one of the classes I took was a sword class, and I had never handled a sword before. And I think I endangered myself and everyone else, but it was a great experience. But for those of you who might be coming to camp for the first time, you've had no martial arts experience, I would say use this as an opportunity to sample. That's what I did this first time. I just took, I didn't even know, I didn't know anything. What's Tai Chi? I didn't know that. I'd heard about karate, but I didn't really know what it was, other than or something. I didn't know anything. And so I just tried to take as many different things as I could to sample. And I think with the self-defense things too, the self-defense, there will be physical activity, but a lot of what we have is also thinking and introducing people to different issues. And I think everybody everybody has experience and background, and so I would say look at look at the camp and just try some things that you have no idea what it is, and other things like, oh, I don't know anything about self-defense or martial arts, but I have taught swimming, or I have taught this. What might I learn from taking this workshop? And I hope that helps. Oh, and I see we've got Anne. Thank you for highlighting the second weekend as well, where there's martial arts and healing arts. We don't have much of that in the first weekend. So Anne has posted that calendar. Yes, and Jill makes a really good point that this isn't only a great opportunity to experience new things, but this is a chance to find your people. Um, People who are doing what you want to do, or doing what you never imagined was even possible. And people to talk to ask questions to find out what they're doing. Uh, and I have to say that colleagueship, many of these, well, really, I don't know everybody here, but I got to say there are a lot of people here in comments who are adding and supporting. I have learned so much from. And as I said, when I went to my first NWMAF camp, which I just realized would have been, wait a minute, 30 years ago, I met my people. And wow, what a difference that makes. And I think Amy Jones said something about that attending her first camp changed her life, which I think she was encouraging. Those of you who have to take time from work, it's like, hey, do it. And then let's see. Well, and Nat, this is exciting. Nat, this is so exciting to read this. I've trained in martial arts since I was 7 and have never had a female instructor. I'm actually super excited about that. Yes, that's just great. And then here's T. I went to my first conference 11 plus years ago as a yellow belt. So for those of you who aren't martial artists, at the beginning levels, I got hooked and have been going and become more involved every year. Yeah, and let's say when you see a fabulous photo, you can guess that T probably took that. And she's taken bow workshops and really like that, and board breaking, and things that she doesn't get to do. And she suggests choose a few that light you up, so that you can enjoy the ones you've chosen and not get overloaded. Here's somebody else. Pamela is saying, going to camp changed my life, and it's the reason I had the confidence to open my own school. Oh, wow. Wonderful. That's just fabulous. And Anna's also saying, I've never had a female instructor in martial arts too. It's so exciting. Well, that's just terrific. Anybody else have any question? Well, this has been wonderful, this 45 minutes with all these wonderful people in the chat. And the next level is coming to camp, so I can at least get to see you all, because we'll be on Zoom. Oh, and here's Lindsay. I got to add, Lindsay has said, my first conference completely changed my entire life. I was a newbie once. Now I'm on the board. Thank you, Lindsay. And Lindsay had to walk me through this doing Facebook Live. And so here we go. I've just developed a whole new skill just today. And you did absolutely life changing and high quality programs. Highly encourage all to go. Uh, thank you to everybody, and remember, you can email me, self-defense, at nwmaf.org. You will still have access to the chat, so you can go in and link and look and see, or I'm saying that. If I'm wrong, will somebody tell me? And there's Ann thanking to be here with all of us. Okay, well, this has just been great. Um, I can't wait to see you all at the conference. Take care. Bye bye.